Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So today is November 6, 2020. Time is 5:14 p.m. So welcome to the Market Outlook November 2020 Game Plan. So this is a recorded webinar. So I'm Christopher San Pedro, the technical analyst of Utrade. So kumusta po tayo? So I know it's going to be weekend. So I think it's a perfect time to review the market and to do a market outlook for us to prepare for this month, because to be honest, there was a lot of surprises this week, no? So okay, so first and foremost, welcome to Utrade. So for the first time viewers, sa mga hindi pa nakakakilala sa akin, I'm Christopher San Pedro. I'm the Utrade technical analyst. I'm the one responsible for the traders game plan. The traders game plan is the daily technical report of Utrade by Unicapital. It is free for all clients. Okay, so every morning, so I'm busy. I'm a stockbroker. I'm a registered stockbroker for for Unicapital Securities. Okay, and also I'm their technical analyst. Then after trading, so I'm busy doing my esports duties because I'm a diehard gamer. Okay, since birth, I'm a diehard gamer, and I'm also a managing director of Sedna Esports. So if you're familiar with Sedna Esports, so we are the number 1 team in Rainbow Six and the number 4 team sa PUBG, Player Unknown's Battleground. So we are the top 4 in the Philippines and number 1 in the Philippines when it comes to Rainbow Six Siege. Okay, our goal is to represent our country sa international events next year. Okay, so for my social media account, it is posted below. So feel free if you have any questions sa stock market, go ahead, bawal mahiya. And also posted here is the social media link for Sedna Esports. So if you want to do if you want to collaborate with us, if you want to become a streamer, if you want to become a player, kindly message us. Okay, so feel free. Okay, and also here is my company email. So if you have any questions related sa market, feel free. Okay, I will try my best to answer it after trading. Okay, kasi normally pagka trading hours, sometimes medyo busy tayo. Pero rest assured, I will answer it during the day, basta particularly after trading. Okay, so let's begin, guys. No, so what's our agenda for today? Okay, so there was a lot of surprises, di ba? In this during the week, no? The index went above 64 and 65. And particularly, bakit? You might be asking, maybe. Okay, it's very obvious. It's because of the volatility sa US market, sa US elections. Okay, so right now, Biden is leading. So I think the market is favoring the return of the blue wave, the return, di ba? The return ng mga blues diyan, okay? All right, so I think the market is favoring a Biden win, no? Tama ba? So I think Democrat siya, no? Democrat si Biden, right? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, no? Okay. So our agenda for today is to review the global and the local markets. Okay? And then I will also present the November 2020 stock picks. Okay? Kamusta? Kamusta yung mga nanood nung last month natin, no? So, kamusta po yung mga naglaro sa Dito, sa Now, sa Merrimart, sa ASEN, AC Energy, no? I really hope na maximize niyo yung gains during October, because yun yung mga top picks natin sa second and third liners. And then particularly sa blue chips, 'di ba? We recommended Jollibee, no? Jollibee, MPI. So kumusta po? Kamusta po kayo, no? Na-ride niya ba si Jollibee, no? Right now it's doing 190 pesos already. Okay? And last but not the least, we will have an exclusive content. Okay, so abangan natin ano 'yon. Okay, abangan natin ano 'yon, ano yung invitation na isa-send ko sa inyo. Okay? So, right, let's begin, no? Let's begin. First, we have this the global markets review. Okay, first, okay, sorry. So yeah, we have to correct this one. Okay, so world market indices up as of, okay, dapat ano to, guys, it should be, sorry, ayusin natin para hindi kayo malito. Okay, sorry. All right, dito. As of November, kanina yan, guys. November 6, 2020. Okay, November 6, 2020, 3:30 p.m. Okay, again, this is the global market. This is the global market review featuring the major world indices as of November 6, 2020, 3:30 p.m. So fresh na fresh siya. So, okay. So it is nakarank siya from 1 to 45. Okay? So the highlight here is the month to date and the year to date performance of the global indices. Okay? So ano yung number 1? Number 1 is the volatility index, yung VIX. Okay? So the VIX measures volatility and fear in the market. Okay? The VIX is inversely related with the global markets. Okay? So as you can see, up na lang siya ng 100%, no? And month to date, negative 1% na siya. Okay? So previously, if you watch our webinar last month, more than 200% pa to, no? But right now, more than 100% siya during October. But right now, bumababa na year to date niya. So this means na, baga, di ba sabi nga natin, VIX and the equity markets are negatively correlated. Pag mababa ang VIX, meaning there is less fear in the market, mas tumataas ang conviction, ang risk appetite ng investors. Kaya gumaganda ang equity market. Okay? So, at the moment, number 1, mataas pa rin siya. Ranked 1 pa din siya sa year to date. But, pansin nyo, no? HNX 30, so Vietnam remains number 2, 41% up na siya. Followed by the Shenzhen component, 32%. Then, nandiyan ang Nasdaq. Diba? The tech companies, 32% sila year-to-date yung index. And then we have China A50 and Shanghai at 6 and 7. Number 8 is New Zealand. Number 9, Korea. And then number 10, S&P 500. 11, Shanghai. Number 12 naman sa ranking is Taiwan weighted average. Okay, what can you observe here, no? So basically, ang malalakas right now, aside from the US, okay, alam naman natin mataas pa yung COVID cases sa kanila. Pero what you can observe here na ang malalakas na indices right now yung mga countries na sugpo nila or na contain nila yung COVID-19 pandemic. Particularly yung Vietnam, di ba? Nandiyan ang China, di ba? China sa Vietnam, back to normal na sila ngayon. Sa Taiwan, di ba? Ayan na. Back to normal na rin sila. Diba? There was a report couple of days ago, 100 days na raw silang walang local transmission sa Taiwan, no? And then New Zealand, very obvious, 'di ba? Alam din natin, nagte-trending din siya, natatalo na nila yung index. Natalo na nila yung COVID-19. Okay? And then nasaan ang Philippines? Okay, the Philippines is highlighted here, rank 32. Okay? So nag-improve tayo, to be honest. So, we're just negative 14% year to date from around 23 to 25% in the previous months. Diba? Nag-improve tayo. And it's very obvious here sa month to date. Diba? When it comes sa month to date, definitely tayo ang number 1 sa ranking. Diba? Nakita naman natin flat lang sila. Diba? Flat lang. Most of the indices here are just flat and then 3 to 5% lang sila month to date. But look at our index right now. The first week pa lang ng November, we're up na 13.94%, 'di ba? So naging malakas ang index natin, 'di ba? In the past few days. Okay? So let's see. Ano kaya yung tingnan natin mamaya yung chart, 'di ba? What can we expect this month sa index? 'Di ba? Bull run na ba? Okay, marami tatanong, ito na ba? Are we at the did we see the light at the end of the tunnel? Okay, so abangan nyo later on ang ating index review via charts. Okay, but right now, Philippines is ranked 32. So year to date, we're negative 14%. But month to date, positive na tayo 13.94%. And I believe it is kasama na tayo sa top 4. I think number 1 tayo ngayon when it comes sa month to date performance. But again, it's very early to say given first week pa lang ng November. And, diba? So a lot can still happen this month. Okay. So that's this is the major world market indices as of November 6, 2020. Okay? So yan. So let's review one by one ang charts ng mga selected na global markets natin. Okay? So we will review Dow Jones, Bitcoin, oil, volatility index, and the gold. Okay? So let's begin with the Dow Jones. Okay? Isa natin. Okay. Here we go. Okay? So, yan. I will zoom in the charts, no? Para mas malinaw. Okay? Dow Jones. So, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Ay, sorry. Okay, ito. Gamitin natin ito. Yan. Mas maganda ito. Mas maganda yung chart here. Okay, so this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, no? So, last week, straight siya. 5 days straight to. Down, no? And it established a bottom here sa broken line natin at 26,000 levels. Nandito yung support ngayon ng Dow Jones. Okay? So, if you will notice, since August, sideways ang trend niya, right? Kita-kita naman natin sa box, no? Sideways ang trend niya between the support at 26,000 and 27,000. Yun ang support zones natin. And the resistance zones, nandito tayo, guys. 28,000, 28,957, and 29,199. Ito yung mga resistance area natin. Diba? So, this discompose yung ito yung sideways trend na nakikita natin yun sa Dow Jones. Okay? So, expect natin, kaya lang siya naging malakas in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the past 5 days to be exact dahil sa US elections. Okay? Nagkaroon sila ng post-election rally. Okay? So, we still don't know. Alam naman natin, vote counting is still ongoing, no? But at the moment, nagfe-favor kay Joe Biden eh. Mukhang siya yung mananalo. Joe Biden only needs to win isang state na lang. Kumbaga, malakas yung sa Nevada. Pag nanalo pa siya sa Nevada, sure win na siya based sa quick count tally. Okay? So, yun. So, I think the market is favoring a Joe Biden win, to be honest, based sa performance ng Dow Jones. Okay? But guys, alam natin, nothing is final yet. Alam natin, expect natin, possible magkaroon pa ng volatility pag humaba yung process ng pag-select ng winner. Alam natin, given Donald Trump sa behavior niya, possible. Nagsabi nga siya, magpo-protest daw siya. So, I believe the market won't favor pag na-delay yung result ng election, pag na-delay yung pag-announce ng winner. Okay? So, the more na bumilis yung process ng pag-announce ng winner, given na pa-price in na ng market ngayon si Joe Biden, yun. So, I think it will favor the market. Okay? So, I believe magko-consolidate pa rin siya. Okay? There could be a support here sa 27,000 levels. Okay? 27 and 28,000 levels. I believe ito yung support zones ngayon na nakikita natin sa Dow Jones. No? Expect natin, ganyan muna yung gagawin niya. Diba? Alam natin, possible mag-resist na dito sa 28 to 29,000 levels. And then mag-establish siya ng support. Diba? So, the support could be somewhere here 28,000 level, 28,040 or 27,000 levels. No? So, as long as mag-hold tong 27,000 levels, may bullish bias tayo that maybe this month or next month, magbe-breakout na yan at consolidation area. And eventually, i-retest na tong high last February, 52-week high at 29,500 levels. Okay, it is very critical na mag-hold dapat ng 28,000 and 27,000 levels. Okay, and expect natin may post-election, kung nagkaroon ng post-election rally, mayroon din sigurong post-election dip. At yun ang aabangan natin kung saan yung magiging support levels ng Dow Jones. Because eventually, it is now in a make or break scenario. It could either break out na sa 29,000 levels or babalikan niya itong 26,000 or below pa. Okay? So, yan ang aabangan natin. Kumbaga, toss coin ngayon ng Dow Jones. Okay? Kailangan mag-hold ni 28,000 levels and 27,000 levels para ma-maintain ang bullish bias scenario natin. Clear, guys? Given range bias tayo ngayon, kailangan ma-establish ang support sa 27,000 and 28,000 levels so that we can break out of this consolidation channel since simula pa ng August pala to, no? Simula nung August, September pa, no? So, let's see, guys. So, abangan natin ngayon yan sa Dow Jones. So, next natin is, okay. So, puntahan naman natin si Bitcoin. Kamusta mga Bitcoin holders dyan? I'm sure napakasaya nyo ngayon. So, congratulations because nag-break out na finally. Nag-break out na siya finally dito sa 12,400 levels na hinihintay natin. So, basically, nasusunod ngayon yung pattern natin Diba? Yung Fibonacci pattern natin to test 15,800 and 17,000 levels. Diba? In the past few months, if you have watched my webinar here at Utrade, sabi natin, ang target natin by the end of the year is around 15 to 17,000. But right now, mukhang marireach na siya as early as November. Okay? So, possible, November or next month, depende rin yan sa magiging dip ng Bitcoin. I don't expect it naman na tuloy-tuloy mag-shoot up. So, kailangan magkaroon na ng consolidation base at magkaroon ng support zones. Okay? So, where can we expect yung support zones niya? Okay? So, ang ina-expect nating support zones ngayon ay possible itong mga resistance zones niya dati. Okay? Yung mga resistance zones niya dito, somewhere here at 13,800 to 14,000 levels. Okay, so I don't expect naman na tuloy-tuloy na siyang magtataas. So kailangan may dip muna siya. So, the dip, we can expect a dip, hopefully mga nag-aabang ng Bitcoin dyan, we can expect a retest dito sa 14,000 to 13,800 levels kung gusto niyo bumili. So, ito yung aabangan nating support zones. Na-expect kasi natin, mauuntog muna siya dyan. Nauntog na siya today sa near fixed 16,000. So, kung mag-aabang tayo ng Bitcoin, buy on dips ang reco natin. As much as possible near 13,800 to 14,000 levels. Okay? And then, next buying zones natin, pag nag-below 13,800 pa siya, okay, possible, ma-retest pa itong mga to. Okay, so, but I don't expect na nababalikan pa itong 12,400, no? I think magko-consolidate na siya between dito na 16,000 to 13,800 and 14,000 levels. Okay, resistance zones at 16,000. Support zones at near 13,800 and 14,000 levels. Okay, so next week, bantayan natin siya. So, pag nagkaroon ng mga dip opportunity, pag wala pa kayong Bitcoin, you buy on dip. Pagka meron naman kayong Bitcoin, I expect ang cost nyo below 12,000, hold lang tayo. Alam naman natin, trend following siya, no? Trend following si Bitcoin, uptrend siya since March, no? Kitang-kita naman natin yung trend line, trend line natin ng Bitcoin, no? Kitang-kita dyan, no? Na medium uptrend siya. Okay, so where can we expect Bitcoin in the next few weeks, no? So ito, pinlat natin yung mga resistance niya noong 2017 and 2018. So we have a resistance here near 16,300 noong January 2018 and 17,234 last nung January 2018. Okay, mga January 2018 to, yung resistance zones natin. Okay, I won't be surprised if next year Bitcoin will aim at 19,000 to 20,000 levels. Okay, so enjoy the trend, ride the trend until it bends. I believe we're expecting 17,000 to 20,000 Bitcoin in the next 3 to 4 months. So better mag-consolidate muna siya so that you can all buy and accumulate. You buy on dips near 13,800 and 14,000 levels. Diba? Bantayan niyo yung chart there. So, I believe kasi pang medium to long term hold nang nakikita ko sa Bitcoin. Enjoy it. Enjoy the trend. No? I think it will continue until next year. Lalo na pag na-break yung yung all-time high natin at 19,666. We're looking at 20,000 to 26,000 pa based sa Fibonacci natin. Okay, so good luck Bitcoin holders You buy the dip, huwag kayong magmadali. Okay, huwag kayong ma-FOMO. Bantayan natin yung support zones niya, no? I don't think naman na didiretso agad na 60,000 yan. So you buy the dip. So kung maganda pag below 15,000 na to, yan, pwede na tayo mag-test buy near 40, yung 14,000 zones na to. Okay, dito tayo magte-test buy. At dito pa, lalo na sa 13.8. Okay? Alright, so that's it for the Bitcoin. So, punta naman tayo sa oil, guys. Di ba? Sa oil. So, good news. I think may ina-expect tayong rollback for next week given, di ba, ilang araw din naman na bumaba yung oil. Nag-34 pa siya, no? Nag-34 siya. So, what I see sa oil, right now it's doing 38.19 per barrel. So, the trend remains downtrend, no? As long as yung RSI niya hindi i-stay above 50, wala pa rin nakikitang divergence, bullish divergence. The trend, I think, remains bearish for me as long as nag-hold, nag-below $40 per barrel siya. So, right now, ang consolidation area niya is 36.5 and 34 support zones and resistance at 40 and 41. So, hanggat hindi siya nag-i-stay above 40, I think bearish ang view ko sa kanya. Possible ma-retest pa tong 36, 35 levels. Okay, so good news yun. Nag-aabang tayo ng rollback. So I think magkakaroon yata ng rollback for Tuesday. Hindi ganun kalaki but I think medyo meron pa din based din sa trend niya. Okay, so abang natin yung news sa Monday morning. I-announce nila kung may rollback. Okay? Alright, so at the moment, the trend remains bearish for me as long as it is below $40 per barrel. Okay, pag nag-stay na siya above $40 per barrel, sige, may potential, may trend reversal siya, i-retest na yung 41, 42, and 44 levels. Okay, so watch nyo lang yung $40 per barrel. Dapat ma-maintain yung resistance niya para maging bearish pa rin yung oil. Okay? The next, gold, no? Punta natin si gold, no? Si gold, ayan, kumusta? Ayan. So, yan. So, mukhang nag-a-attempt siya to break out of this down, yung consolidation area niya. Supported by a bullish divergence here sa RSI, no? Diba? Above 16 na RSI niya. So, resistance check natin, 1956 and 1990. Okay? Support zones na natin ngayon, yung mga previous resistance levels niya. So, dapat mag-hold na tong 1930 and 1920. Okay, ito na yung mga support zones na nakikita natin. Okay? So, right. So, review natin. Resistance expected natin, 1956 and 1990. Okay, so gold is now attempting to break out of this consolidation channel since September. Okay, it is very important na mag-hold na itong 1920 and 1900 levels. Okay, so interesting tong si gold, no? May bullish scenario tayo nakikita here. Okay, so good luck sa mga gold holders dyan. So, bullish bias ako as long as mag-hold ang 1900 levels. Okay? So next, so volatility index, guys. Ayan. So volatility index, okay? So yan. So ano nga ba ang volatility index? Sa mga first time viewers, so it measures fear and volatility sa market. The volatility index, so sinama ko siya sa presentation because I believe this is a perfect representation ng of how the equity markets will behave in the short term. Diba? Sabi nga natin, the volatility index is inversely related sa equity market. Diba? Meaning, pagka malakas ang volatility index, pag tumaas siya, there is fear in the market. So, there is risk aversion sa mga investors. So, they prefer bonds, dollars, gold. Okay? They sell in mga stocks, equities. Okay? Pagka naman mahina ang volatility index, that means may risk appetite, tumataas ang risk appetite ng mga investors sa global markets. Okay, diba? So that explains kung bakit lalakas ang US market, European market, diba? Bitcoin tataas. So yan kasi diba? There is less fear in the market. There is tataas ang risk appetite ng mga investors. Okay? So what did you observe, no? Nagkaroon ng resistance sa 41 levels. Diba? Ito, karoon ng resistance here sa 41 levels. Diba? Last week, mahina ang US market. Ang equity natin, PSEI, humina din. But, what did you observe? Diba? Bakit lumakas ang PSEI? Bakit lumakas ang US market? European market? So, it was perfectly explained here sa VIX. Okay? Alam natin yan, US elections, may volatility. Pero ano napansin nyo, no? Naging mahina ang VIX. From 41, bumalik na siya ngayon sa 28 levels. Diba? So, there is an inverse relationship between the VIX and the equity market. Okay, and right now, bumalik siya ngayon sa support zones niya, 28 and 27. So, gusto nga natin, ang VIX, pagka below 30, pagka below 35, alam natin na mahina ulit ang VIX. So, that means magiging maganda ang market natin. Okay, so for as long as it is below 30 and 36 levels na resistance zones, alam natin na potentially magiging healthy ang market natin in the short term. Okay, wag lang natin makikita na babalik ulit ang VIX sa 36 at ma-break pa niya tong resistance sa 41. So that only means na magko-correct ang market natin. So yan ang babantayan nating levels, guys. Hindi na dapat siya mag-above 36 and 41 levels para ma-maintain ang pagiging bullish ng market natin. Tataas pa rin ang risk appetite and hopefully, eto na. Papunta na ang Santa Claus Rally. After a very challenging year, magkakaroon pa rin tayo ng Santa Claus Rally. Okay? So, we look for the signs this fourth quarter kung magkakaroon. Okay? So, if you will ask me, again, stay invested. So, monitor nyo lang yung range, support and resistance ng market. Okay? Tandaan nyo palagi yung mga key levels. What is the trend? What is the support and resistance? Doon pa lang naman makikita nyo na agad kung healthy na ba tayo, uptrend na ba ulit, sideways ba, or downtrend. Okay? So, we will always avoid yung downtrend. Okay? Pagka sideways naman, yan na. We trade the range. We buy on the support levels, we sell on the resistance. Pagka naman uptrend, we ride the trend, okay, until it bends. You continue to add on dips and then hold your positions until hindi siya nagbabago yung trend niya, until hindi na be-break yung key support levels of the trend bago tayo mag-take profit. Okay, so yun ang mapapayo ko sa ngayon sa inyo, sa mga nag-follow ng market. Okay, so right now, let's review the local market. Yan, punta tayo sa main event. I'm sure maraming nag-aabang dito. Okay? So, yan, umpisa natin dito sa PSEI. Okay, gusto kong i-highlight sa inyo yung PSEI because finally, guys, ito, finally, nag-breakout na tayo sa dito. Nag-breakout na ang PSEI sa resistance zones na 6.4 at itong 6.5 levels na to. Yung 6.583. Yan, nag-breakout na tayo dyan. 6.583. 6.583. So, yan ang highlight of the week. Nag-breakout tayo sa 6.4. Nag-breakout tayo sa 6.583 resistance, no? And then, today, we closed at 6.685. No? So, where do I see this? Where do I see the market, no? So, I see a bullish pattern here as explained by this trend line, no? So, ano yung target natin for next week? Okay, we're targeting may gap. There will be a gap to be filled, no? Somewhere here sa 6.745.32, 6.7 levels. So, possible ito na yung next resistance channel natin, next resistance zones pala ng channel natin. Okay, so I expect magiging bullish pa rin ang index natin. Okay, but I expect yung resistance dito sa 6.7 levels. Mayroong gap dyan that has to be filled. So, possible, ito yung maging scenario na nakikita natin. So, the index could test 6.7 levels here, 6.745 to be exact. May gap dyan. And then, after that, magko-correct na naman tayo. And itong gusto ko, guys. Mayroong chance to buy on dips. You don't have to chase it Yun nga sabi ko hindi naman magtutuloy-tuloy na rocket ship So, you have to respect na mayroon pa rin mga resistance zones tayo nakikita dyan. Okay, and right after that, tingnan natin kung saan yung next support levels para dun tayo magbabuy on dips, dun tayo mag-a-add ng mga blue chips. Because I'm sure a lot of you right now are asking yourselves ano yung mga pwedeng bilhin at kung kailan tayo magandang bumili. Okay, so if you want to anticipate the correction of the market, 'di ba? So doon tayo bibili sa buy on dips. Hindi ko kasi sinasuggest na if mag-buy on breakout on these levels. Because I believe na dumarating na rin, nandito na tayo sa resistance zones So ba? Ba't kayo bibili sa resistance? Alam naman natin pag nag-resist yan, possible magko-correct ulit. So makakabili kayo sa taas. If you can buy lower, 'di ba? Then we patiently wait for it. Ganun ang gagawin natin. So abangan natin yung support zones, guys. 'Di ba? So ano yung maganda rito, guys? Ang maganda rito, yung matetest natin in the next in the next couple of days kung malakas talaga yung trend ng index natin. And how? You might be asking how. Dapat, guys, itong previous na mga resistance zones natin yung June and July, ito na yung magiging support natin. 'Di ba? Para mag-trend na tong market natin. Okay, so I'm anticipating na magkakaroon na ng support dito sa 6.583, 6,500 at itong 6,400 area. So ito na yung magiging support zones ng index natin. Okay? Pagka nag-hold sa 6,564, 'di ba? Tapos, yun na, after nun, nakabuelo na siya. So expect natin, ito na. Mukhang papunta na to sa 6,9 levels. 6,8, 6,9, and 7,000 levels. Potentially, baka end of the month o by December. Okay? So, levels, key levels or key support levels to watch are 6,583, 6,5, 6,4. Tandaan nyo, yan. Pagka naka-buy on dips kayo dyan, napansin nyo nag-hold ang market dyan, dyan kayo magbabuy on dips sa mga selected na blue chips na gusto nyong bilhin. Okay? So, ano to? Okay? So, if you will notice, nagkaroon ng dark line there. So, this is the 200-day moving average of the market. This is the 200-day moving average of the market. So, this is a clear indicator na ginagamit ng mga technical analysts to monitor na may bullish trend reversal na. Okay? May bullish trend reversal that can happen sa isang stock, sa index, yan. So, the 200-day moving average was breached by the index, di ba? Yan, as early as October. Noong October 21, no? Nag-break siya, and then, ano napansin nyo? Nag-support na yung 200-day moving average ng market. Somewhere here at 6159 level, 62. Okay? So, if the market maintains that support zone, so 6162, if the market holds above the 200-day moving average, guys, isa na to sa magandang indicator. If you are asking me, ito na yung bullish trend reversal ng index natin. Okay, you have to monitor yung 200-day moving average. Okay, as long as nag-hold sa dyan, ito na guys, mukhang pa-reverse na market natin. So, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So, where do I see the market right now? Okay, so we will plot the Fibonacci from the recent high and the recent low of this year. Okay, so I'm looking. Okay, ito guys pagka nag-hold na tong at least yung 6.4 or 6 yung 6.4 levels, and particularly yung 200-day moving average, based sa Fibonacci projections natin guys, I'm looking at 7.8 next year, or pagka papalarin pa tayo, pag na-trigger na ang recovery, it should be coupled by an economic recovery pag nag-improve ang GDP natin. So we're looking at 7.8, 8,000, and potentially by 2022, okay, first quarter 2022, I think I'm saying it here, so I'm supported by the chart. I'm looking at 10,000 levels by 2022, conservative target ko, first quarter of next year. Okay, as long as mag-hold tayo sa 200-day moving average at 6.1, mag-hold ang 6.4, 6.5 levels sa support, the Fibonacci projections will lead us to 10,200 levels in the next 2 years. Okay, conservative target ko by 2022. Okay, because next year, kailangan pa nating balikan itong 7,000 levels, 7,000 to 7,800 levels. Okay, pagka nag-break natin yan, nagtuloy-tuloy ang trend ng market. So, yan. So, I'm looking at 10,200 new high. Okay? So, bakit importante ang 200-day moving average? No? So, you might be asking. So, eto guys. Napansin nyo, every time the market nagko-correct and then bumalik siya above 200-day moving average, nagkakaroon ng at least 200 days na bullish scenario na mag-hold siya above 200-day moving average. Diba? Ito, this was a perfect example from December 2018 to 2019. And then, meron din dito guys, ng 2017 to, 2017 to 2018, no? Isang taon din siya. Nagkaroon ng bullish, nag-stay siya above 200-day moving average bago mag-correct. And then, di ba? Ito pa isa guys, no? Ayan, no? Oh, ayan. In 2016. Nagkaroon din ng 100 days, 140 days, no? So, meron tayong ine-expect na at least 100 days na bullish conservative, no? Meron tayong bullish scenario na at least 100 days. As long as mag-hold tayo above 200-day moving average. So, we're looking at ito until conservative yan, no? First quarter of next year. Diba? Pagka nag-hold tayo dyan, 100 to 200 days, conservative, ito na guys, mukhang ito na bullish scenario na nakikita natin. If you will follow the historical trend ng market, if it stays above 200-day moving average, coming from a downtrend, ito na, minimum 100 to 200 days nagiging bullish ang market natin. Potential mag-uptrend. So, hopefully, ma-ride natin ito. So, watch the key support levels. No? Watch 6.5, 6.583, 6.4, and particularly 6.159, yung 200-day moving average. dapat hindi siya ma-break. And then yun, may chance tayo mag-buy on dips. Diba? So we're looking at the gap to fill the gap. Diba? Ito na. Pag na-fill yung gap dito sa 6-7 levels, meron pa tayong mga gap here at ito sa 7,000 area na. 7,1 at ito sa 7,4. So potentially, pwede natin balikan yung pre-COVID levels ng market. So yan ang pwede nating targetin by next year. First quarter next year. Okay? So, clear. Clear as crystal, guys, ha? Tandaan nyo, ha? Yung 200-day moving average. Tandaan nyo rin yung mga key support levels to watch. Okay? Clear? So, good luck, ha? Good luck out there. Okay, so, last but not the least, let's review the dollar peso. Okay? So, for the dollar peso, ayan, guys. So, the dollar peso remains strong. Diba? Downtrend siya. So, the peso remains strong. Okay? Expect the dollar to ayan, bearish pa din siya. It remains bearish channel pa rin siya, downtrend. It remains the trend remains downtrend, no? So I expect the dollar to be weak. Continue to be weak in the short term. Next support levels natin 48.15 and 48 zones na, 48 levels. So if we're looking at the weekly chart, ito na, guys. Tetest na talaga to. 2016 lows, 2016 na highs ng dollar peso, 48 na. Okay, so today saan ba siya nag-close, no? So check natin ang BSP website. So BSP website 48.35 nag-close ang dollar peso. Okay, 48.35. So yan, so expect natin based naman sa kasi ito to non-deliverable forwards to chart no for alam natin no, nag-breakdown pa siya. So itetest na 48. So yan, bullish ang peso, bearish ang dollar. So ito na. So, good news ito sa mga importers, bad news for the exporters. Okay, so yun ang the long and the short of it. So, kung meron kayong business sa importing, so ito na. So, ito yung trend. Bantayan yung trend ng dollar, it remains downtrend. So, the dollar remains weak, the peso remains strong. Okay, so I won't be surprised if next week mag 48 flat tayo. Okay, 48.20, 48.15, 48 levels. Bantayan natin yung 48. May psychological support dyan. Alright. So, clear? Clear tayo rin, guys. Okay. I know you're expecting for this one. Ito na yung main event natin, guys. So, what are my November 2020 stock picks? What are my picks for what stocks for this month? What stocks to watch for this month? So here is the November 2020 stock picks. So I had divided it into two divisions, no? PSEI and second and third liners. Okay, so given the bullish scenario sa PSEI, so dumami, nagkaroon tayo ng, nag-increase ang recommendations natin sa blue chips. So, kumusta yung mga nag-ride sa Jollibee last month? Congratulations. Mga nag-ride sa GT Capital last month, ni-recommend natin. Congratulations. Okay? So, watch out for these stocks sa blue chips. PLDT, Meralco, AGI, Jollibee, Ayala Land, ICT, International Container Terminal Services Incorporated, SM Prime Holdings, GT Capital Holdings, MPI. Okay, yan. So, ilan sila? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stocks to watch for this month. So, I want you to monitor the support zones of these stocks. Buy on dips. Buy on dips. Okay? Alright? Then, for the second and third liners watch list, ito, mga high risk, high reward plays dito. Again, high risk, high reward plays dito. Second and third liners. So, continue monitoring these stocks because expect may volatility dito. Okay, may volatility. So, particularly sa dito, sa Merrimart, diba? AC Energy, diba? Manila Water, Greenergy Holdings, Ayala Land Logistic Holdings. Bantayan nyo rin ang Frutas because I'm seeing a potential trend reversal pattern sa Frutas, Axelum, and then continue monitoring yung uptrend ng Nowcorp. Medyo volatile siya. But I think nagkaroon siya ng support zones today at 375. So it is very important to watch yung support zone niya sa 4 pesos kung mag-hold. Expect volatility here, particularly sa Nowcorp and dito. Then, monitor nyo rin yung SSP. Continue accumulating this stock. And then, Philippine Infradev Holdings, you ride the trend of this stock. Okay? And then, I want you to continue accumulating CHP. Sa mga nagmo-monitor ng traders game plan, ito na yung most stocks na nakikita ninyo. Andito na. Okay? So, may bago lang tayong dinagdag yung Axelum and IRC, I think, no? I-review natin siya. So, watch out for the daily traders game plan update for IRC, Axelum, kung ano yung mga entry levels natin. Okay? Watch for it next week. Okay? Okay guys, screenshot nyo mabuti to. If you have friends watching, if you have friends na gustong mag-invest sa stock market, these are the stocks that I wish to recommend to you for November 2020. Okay? Meron blue chips, PSEI, the left side, and on the right side, the second and third liners, high risk, high reward stocks. Okay? So for the exclusive content, okay guys, so dito na rin naman ako. Ayoko nang paalisin ng pagkakataon na invite kayo to join our Facebook group. Okay, so you might be asking, Kiko, ano yan? Kiko, what is this? Christopher, what's this? So this is the U-Trade exclusive official group. Okay, this is where I do the weekly live and recorded webinars with Q&A. Okay, this is also where we post our daily technical and research reports. Diba? Ang masisipag na ating kaibigan sa research. Hi, Justin, King, hello. Masisipag nating researchers yan. Okay, ang galing nila sa pag-spot ng mga fundamentals guys. Yung mga nirecommend nila. Sabay-sabay kami nag-recommend nun. Jollibee, nirecommend namin habang during the pandemic. But right now, magkano ba? Nag-100 siya, nag-90 plus. Magkano na ngayon yung Jollibee? Nag-190 na, di ba? 160 na, 190, di ba? Okay? So, you might be asking, ano to, Kiko? Okay? This is free. Di ba? You might be asking, baka may bayad to? May subscription fee ba to monthly? Guys, this is free. Diba? This is your primary perks para maging U-Trade client. Meron kayong exclusive U-Trade group, meron kayong exclusive Facebook group. Diba? It is free for U-Trade clients, di ba? So this is where we do our weekly in live and recorded Q&A. This is where we post our reports, di ba? So, yan. So, start your investment journey for as low as 5,000 pesos. Nakapag-invest ka na sa stock, nagkaroon ka na ng U-Trade account, nagkaroon ka pa ng free exclusive na Facebook group. Dito tayo magkikita-kita weekly para sa mga stock recommendations natin. Okay? So, ayan. I want you to, ayan, present ko lang sa inyo yung mga highlights. So, these are the highlights ng mga webinars na ginawa natin this month that I conducted this month, no? Nagkaroon tayo ng special recorded webinar on short-term trading and macroeconomic analysis. Okay? So, dissecting the important economic indicators to complement your trading process. Okay, given I'm an economist, diba? I graduated MA Economics at University of Santo Tomas Graduate School, and I do combine technicals and fundamentals. Okay, so on this webinar, binigyan ko yung mga U-Trade clients ng bird's eye view on how to monitor yung mga important na macroeconomic events, particularly GDP, inflation, BSP, monetary policy, and how it affects yung how it will affect your trading process when it comes sa sentiment ng market. Okay, so last week they were able to watch it, di ba? Ba? So yan isa sa mga perks na meron ng mga U-Trade clients natin. And then before the Converge IPO, gumawa kami ng IPO game plan. Okay, it is a very simple and direct to the point game plan na sinabi natin na don't expect this IPO to be like Merrimart. Diba? Iba kasi yung Merrimart, iba yung Converge, 'di ba? Hindi ito ceiling play. And what happened sa Converge during the IPO, 'di ba? It went down. Okay, so nagkaroon tayo ng strategy na pagka mahina siya sa open, you sell it right away. 'Di ba? And then yun, I believe maraming U-traders ang nakaligtas sa Converge, marked safe from Converge given I believe nanood sila ng Converge ICT game plan. Okay? And then dito kami nagkaroon din ng conviction plays last month. Diba? Sinabi nga namin, dito lang kayo mag-i-invest sa 5 stocks na to. ASEN, CHP, Dito, Now, and Merrimart. And I believe na-maximize naman ito ng mga U-Trade clients because these were the outliers no October. Diba? Now, dito, CHP, ASEN, MM. So, isa sila sa mga naging outliers for October. Okay, so what are you waiting for? No? So, for as low as 5,000 pesos, I'm inviting you to open a U-Trade account now and join our Facebook group for free. Okay, so nagkaroon ka na ng chance makabili ng stock sa market, meron ka pang Facebook group. Okay? So, again, I'm inviting you to open an account now with U-Trade. And, yeah, hopefully makita ko kayo sa U-Trade exclusive group at magkaroon tayo din ng mga Q&A sessions and Zoom meetings sa mga for the basic technical and advanced technical analysis seminars. Magkakaroon tayo in December. So, yan. So, what are you waiting for, no? Join U-Trade, no? Sana magkita-kita tayo ron, guys. Okay? So, thank you very much, guys. So, thank you very much for your time. So, for inquiries, you can reach me at cts.sales@unicapital-inc.com and you can message this Facebook page of U-Trade. No? So, I expect mag-open na kayo ng account na sa mga hindi pa U-Trade clients. No? I hope to see you in our U-Trade exclusive group. Okay? Hopefully next week, meron na kayo agad. Thank you very much. Stay safe, guys. So, wear mask, observe social distancing, and sanitize daily. Magdala kayo palagi ng alcohol, ha? Okay? Thank you, and have a happy weekend, guys.